Hello and welcome to the Somerset Diverse Communities podcast. My name is Michał Purzyński and I am a BAME Community Engagement Officer from Community Council for Somerset. This show is about Black, Asian and minority ethnic communities in Somerset. Last year, the restrictions of COVID-19 deprived us of the possibility of organizing events and meeting interesting people. Luckily, it's past, and on 10th of October, I was able to attend Multicultural Frome event at Cheese and Grain. I had my microphone with me, so let's listen what I was able to record. Enjoy! I've got the pleasure of speaking to the main organizers, Lanka and Azima, who have been organizing Multicultural Frome for years, but I will let them to talk a little bit more about the history of the event and their aims. Hello, guys.
Hi there, Miguel. Nice that you came today to spend some time at our festival. We've been running this festival for the last 4 years.
Yes, since 2017.
2017. We couldn't do it last year, obviously, because of COVID, but we both, Lanka and I, I came to Frome about 12 years ago, and I'll let Lanka tell you about her life in Frome. But when I came from London, and I came from a very mixed, multicultural environment and community. And I came to Frome and I realised that I was probably one of the only non-white people here. And as I spent a bit of time here, I realised that there were other people here, but they were very hidden, and lots of the events and activities in Frome didn't really attract them. And so Lanka and I talked about it, and she particularly was really enthusiastic about it as well. And we decided to launch Multicultural Frome as a festival to bring people together, to celebrate their cultures, to enjoy music, dance, food from various different countries, and here we are today.
So in the beginning, it wasn't too difficult. We just kept finding people, and then someone else said, "Oh, there's somebody there," and it just sort of developed. And it was, people wanted to do something positive, and they really wanted to share. So now our list, we're at 58 different nationalities. So in a small town like Frome, it's really good. So it could be just one family. But the great thing about this event is that people have met other people from their own country, and it's just grown, and they've become friends. And, people find it difficult to start with. They're not sure about joining in, but now it just grows and grows. And so next year it's going to be even bigger with more stalls. And it's just really positive. It's just a lovely thing.
And why do you think it's important to organise events like Multicultural Frome?
Well, I think, from my own personal experience, coming to Frome was quite a difficult challenge, coming out of quite a mixed environment. And so I think, people can feel quite isolated being here if you're not from the local environment, you're not white, you're slightly different to all the people that live here. And I think it's just important to bring people together, to combat racism, for people to understand about other cultures, to learn about the way that other cultures do things. And the more of an understanding there is about other cultures, the better for the cohesion of our community. And I think because it's becoming more and more diverse, we need to really, grab hold of that and celebrate everyone rather than it become a negative thing.
When I talk to other people from Frome about diversity, equality, all of them, they signpost me to you guys. They're talking about Azima and Lanka. For sure, you're identified with diversity in Frome. But apart from you guys, would you say that Frome is a very welcoming town in general?
I would say yes, it is very welcoming. And Frome is quite different to a lot of other towns in Mendip. That we have a really good network, a community neighbourhood network. We have support of the town council, which is independent. There are loads of groups that support people from isolation, through poverty. So I think it is very welcoming, and we have welcomed refugees here. So it is a good network of support. I think I just wanted to add that this year was really different, a really great addition in that we've got the schools have joined in. So we've had several schools, about 6 schools have done work and contributed towards the festival. We've had schools here today singing and doing their drumming, and it's been really lovely for them because they've been able to take part in something they wouldn't have that opportunity normally.
Definitely, it's always good to see a younger generation being involved. But what about other people who would like to get involved perhaps next year? What they should do in order to reach you?
Well, we're always open for new groups to get involved, and as far as we're concerned, the more groups the better. So we do have a Facebook page which is called Multicultural Frome. So if people link onto that Facebook page, they can find out and keep getting updates about any of the things that we are doing in Frome. And also they can contact us directly, but they could get our contact details through that Facebook page. Is that the best way?
That is the best way.
But yeah, we're definitely up for more people being involved, and would also really like to thank Somerset Diverse Communities, because without them, they've been funding this event for a while now, so they fund the venue costs, which is one of the biggest costs for us. So yeah, we've been really happy working with Somerset Diverse Communities, so thank you.
And can we expect you next year?
Oh, absolutely. Bigger and better.
I can only congratulate you guys, because it's a fantastic, amazing event as always. So well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miguel.
Thank you, Miguel.
I've met Tim, and I hope Tim will tell us a little bit more about SARI, its mission, and today's goals. Hello, Tim. Good to see you.
Hi, Michael. Thank you for having a chat with me.
Tell me a little bit about your first impression.
Yeah, it's been incredible. Obviously, it's only an hour or so since the doors opened. Really busy. A lot of engagement already. A lot of people curious about what we do as an organisation, and just, I think, taking in the atmosphere. It's really good.
So, actually, what do you do as an organisation?
So we're a hate crime charity. We support victims of hate crime, whether that be racism, homophobia, transphobia, disableism, or faith-based crimes. Our sort of base work is we support the victims on a one-to-one basis. So anyone that's been a victim of any of those said crimes, they come to us for support. We act as advocates, helping deal with either the police, local authorities, housing associations, or just help with signposting to sort of wellbeing services, other community groups that will help them engage, and just further kind of like community engagement. So whether that's sort of getting them into groups or just someone at the end of the phone and having a general chat, really.
Right, and it's your service free of charge?
Yes, so everything's absolutely free. Obviously, we do also go into schools and things like that, which is another kind of part of our service. But yeah, all the services we do is absolutely free of charge.
And what about the language barrier? Because I do believe that some of your potential clients, they may struggle with English. They may, they are not confident in English. Will they get your support as well, the support from you?
Yeah, of course. So we do have some workers English isn't their first language. So obviously we have Polish workers, some workers that speak Spanish, some German, but if there's a language that no one in the office ourselves speak, we do have ties with Language Line, which is a translation service. So you can feel free to contact us, and obviously we can just kind of ring you back with a translator and have them talk to you in your native tongue. So there's no language barrier, no frustration on your side. We try and make the experience as pain-free and easy and inclusive as possible.
Perfect. So what is the main difference between you and police? What is the main difference in reporting hate crime incident between you and the police?
So we're 100% victim-led. So that means that everything that you say to us, obviously, we will completely take your point of view, take your support and your backing. Obviously, with the police, they have protocols and procedures to follow. Not saying that we don't, but our way is we will be guided by you as the victim. So the support that we offer will be completely tailored and catered to what your needs are specifically, whereas obviously the police will have to jump through some hoops. We will be supporting you from the offset.
Right. So, if someone is listening to this podcast, to this interview, where can they find out a little bit more about your organization and your services?
So the best place to go is our website, which is www.sariweb.org.uk. All the information's on there as to the services that we supply and the support that we can give. And there's also contact details there for if you want to make a referral yourself. You can either do that online or calling us by on 0117 942 0060.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tim, for your time, and I wish you the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Okay, normally we play this with the chants, mantras, like
I have just been a witness of great presentation, but actually I must admit I don't understand what it's all about, but it was like magical. In front of me there's a gentleman. I will ask him to introduce himself and explain what it's all about.
My name is Konchunima. I'm from Tibet, and I'm here today doing a demonstration of Tibetan sound healing meditation. I use all the Tibetan singing bowls.
Can we call them instruments?
And yeah, you can call instrument, but I prefer call Tibetan singing bowls.
Right, and how we can use them and why people are using them?
Because this is mainly for introduce your self-discipline when you practice singing bowls. It's mainly resonate your energies or your vibrations, and we believe your body or your mentally completely depend on your vibration, your energies. When you play the singing bowls, it allows you to understand your vibrations or your energies, and through that way, it's you mentally or physically become more healthier and happier. That's why we use for mainly sound healing therapies.
Do you need professional knowledge about those bowls in order to buy one and use it at home?
Yes, of course. As I mentioned, for example, this the singing bowl, the big one, that's quite old antique singing bowls. It has only mainly for sound. It's the history behind. It's nearly 2,500 years ago, Buddha's time, and used to be for sound. For example, this kind of singing bowls, these days we use them mainly for sound and vibration both, more healing. So, and as I say, normally they use this singing bowl. They has lots of different different mantras. When you play the singing bowls, it's automatically blow the mantras for the vibrations. And when you buy, for example, this I created by myself. When you buy the singing bowl, you merely see all the same look, same desire. But when you play, it's completely different, the qualities. When you play the good singing bowl, it's normally the whole sound minimum around 2 or 3 minutes. But low quality, it's around 20 or 30 seconds. It's completely different, the qualities, the good quality. Especially the vibration singing bowls, it's merely the whole probably 4 or 5 minutes. It's continually vibrating. So that's totally different what low singing bowl, what high singing bowl when you kind of look or when you find the singing bowls. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's another part of the science, I would say, that I wasn't aware of. So do you sell them? Do you sell those bowls or?
I sell this bowl, not this bowl. This bowl is particular for my own practice. I do sound healing meditation for one-to-one. I do also sound therapy at home. So these are mainly for my own work, my own professionals. But this small or the singing bowl, they are for sale. But as I say, when you buy singing bowls, the mainly not your look. It's mainly important to listen and feel how the sound can hold longer. Then you can see the singing bowl good or bad.
Right, so if someone would like to have a session, one-to-one session with you, where they can find a little bit more about you?
I usually have like class session in race community and it used to be happen up, but since COVID I closed down. But now I have got my home. I live from, and you can see in my Facebook that Tibet, and you can find me in the Facebook my page, so you can contact me through the Facebook these days.
Fantastic, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I approach Yasuno at the Japanese table. I see lots of papers, newspapers, but I do believe they don't sell newspapers. They do something different, and I'm hoping to find out what actually they do. Hello, Yasuno.
Hello.
Could you explain us a little bit what are you doing today? What do you offer to people?
We are doing Japanese calligraphy. So we are offering people to do Japanese calligraphy by themselves.
Is it difficult to write something in Japanese?
Probably different letters, and also using the special brush and special ink can be a bit difficult.
I see that there are all the time people next to your table. They are trying to. They don't mind to have a go. Especially children. They enjoy it a lot. But are they allowed to write whatever they want, or you suggesting what they're supposed to write?
We write their own name in Japanese, and they are just following what we are writing. So generally, they are trying to write their own name in Japanese.
Fantastic. And you are from Frome?
Yes, I live in Frome.
And what about Japanese community? Is it big in Frome?
Not so big.
Okay, and what would you like? Can we expect you next year?
What, next year? Yeah, I hope we can have this kind of stuff next year as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
At the next table, there are different spices and leaflets about spices, and there are a few books about Sri Lanka. So I do believe the lovely couple who's in front of me, they came from Sri Lanka, but I will let them to introduce themselves. Hello, guys.
Hi.
What's your name, and when did you come to Frome?
I'm Pradeep. We opened the shop it's less than a year ago, and we moved from Portsmouth. Yeah, Pompey people. We moved to Portsmouth less than a year, but we love Frome. It's beautiful, full of people, inside out.
So basically, you just open a Sri Lankan shop, is that right?
This is a mixed race shop. Typical English food, Sri Lankan food, or fresh fruit and vegetables every Tuesday. So it's all around the spices we do in the world. So it's all mixed up.
And you run that with your lovely wife? Yes. Yeah. And what's your name?
I'm Virginie Pradeepan.
Nice to meet you. So if other people from Frome, they would like to visit your shop, where they can find you? What is the address?
This is behind the Portland garage. It's called Great Western Street. It's an estate. It's a Great Western Street, BA11 1FZ. So we just stuck middle of the village. So most of the people doesn't know we exist. So we keep trying this verbally. People are spreading that we are there. So eventually we are gradually picking up. Thanks for your people's support.
And why did you decide to take part in today's event?
We always love to join the multicultural function. We couldn't able to join it because all these months we are stuck 7 days a week, 16 hours a day, just me and my wife. So luckily we found one part-time staff, so we straight away jumped to the party.
And what is your impression? Do you like it?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I missed a lot. I should do much more next time. Yeah.
So can we expect you guys next year?
Yeah, definitely. Want some fresh food as well. Dosa and Italy, traditional Sri Lankan food. We'll try our best next year.
That would be perfect. I'm gonna be the first in the queue to try a proper Sri Lankan food, and I'm hoping to visit you shortly. So yeah, I wish you good luck, guys, and see you later.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
I approach another table and actually I recognize a face. It's a gentleman that I met a few years back in Bridgewater during our Bridgewater Together event. But instead of introducing him, I will ask him to tell us a little bit about himself and what he does today.
Well, thank you so much for. It's nice to meet you again. The last time we did meet was at the Bridgewater Together, where the microphone was the other way round, where I was talking to you about Bridgewater Together. So my name is Jeremy Thompson-Smith, and I am one of the team of library outreach officers for Somerset Libraries. And today is all about multiculturalism and celebrating togetherness through diversity and getting to know about each other and what we do. And within libraries, that's exactly what we care about. We're about strengthening communities. We're about supporting health and well-being, supporting the economy, reading and literature, supporting young people, and really using our space for anything that the communities feel is appropriate within a library. You don't have to be quiet anymore, but we celebrate the idea of building self-esteem and confidence, supporting literacy. Within Somerset, we have small diversity, but we know it's important for us to reach out to the communities in our county and make everyone feel comfortable in coming into our libraries, but also to help us. So within libraries, you will now find books about reading about children that look like you, that feel like you, may speak the same language as you. But it's not so easy to find because there is this debate as do you have a special section for countries of the world, religions of the world, communities of the world, or do you put it all together? So there is a debate on that, and there's not a right or wrong. I think it's important to talk to our librarians. We also are learning as well. What I have done personally is to spend a lot of time reading about diversity in books from around the world. There's an amazing book I've read recently by Beryl Gilroy called Black Teacher. It came out in 1976. It's just been republished about Britain's first black head teacher and the experiences of going through with racism to get to a job, and then ended up in her retirement becoming a fictional reader. Now that book would be made available for the Black History Month, but to find it across the rest of the year, where would it be? And it is displayed in our non-fiction book. There's a copy in Glastonbury Library. I suspect there's one in Frome Library as well. Where do you find it? That's where us as librarians are here to help. But also, if there's a book in a particular language or about a particular community that you feel you would like Somerset Libraries to have, we would welcome your knowledge, your experience of books that we can help curate together, and we would certainly look to actually buying in more books. So we do have the books. You can go to librarieswest.org.uk and you can search by title, author or genre or language, and you'll get a list of books which you can order to take to your nearby library. We just need your help to get more books in that you feel will support the community.
Right, so what would you say to encourage ethnic minority groups to pop into your library and actually immerse in that world of books?
It's a very good question. I was at Priorswood Library. We had an outside event in the park there, and I just happened to have a conversation as I am with you. And the gentleman I was speaking to was with a young child who was from the Polish community. And I raised the question, did you know that we have Polish language books? And the father did not know that. It's two ways what goes on. It can be a bit daunting if you come into a library anywhere in the UK. If you think, I'm not clever enough, everyone from every part of the community is welcome. So just come in, have a conversation with us, and let us help you so you can help us to do things better. But the other important thing to consider is about actually looking at a space in a library and having a conversation as to what you may like to do, because our libraries are there for you. It could be having a day about celebrating countries of the world. It could be about music. and it could be just reading stories in a different language together, which we've not done before. We are about to embark in Somerset Libraries on an engagement. The word engagement is sometimes off-putting, but it's about having a conversation where we will be, over the October and November, inviting Frome communities and all of Somerset to talk to us about your library space for the future. We are there for everybody.
Great, fantastic. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure as well. Thank you for having us.
That's the advantage of being at Multicultural Frome or very similar events like this one. I've met Steve. Steve just approached me and asked a question, but basically we just decided to go live and investigate what he's got to say. Steve, hello there. How are you?
I'm great, Miguel. How are you?
Good, fantastic. It's good to see you. I do believe you've got some experience. You've been abroad for a while?
Yes, I've just returned from Dubai, where I've been an intercultural trainer out there. And I've been training young Emirati Muslim teenagers to interact in the workplace with different cultures. And I live just across the way from here, so I thought, wow, I'll go over and see what's going on.
Right, and have you got a stall here, or are you just trying to meet people and make friends?
Well, I came onto this a bit late for a stall, Miguel. I did contact them, but and with the COVID restrictions, it has to be done a bit in advance. So I thought, well, I won't be put off. I'm going to get down there and tell people what I do and see if I can connect and make some things happen.
Right, so what actually you do then?
Intercultural events are usually about food and music, and all these things are great on the surface. But what I do is train people to see things below the surface, like how different cultures are motivated, what they value, and how they interact and communicate, like the power of the group over the individual, how they view time. We see it as linear, some people see it. These sort of things impact when you meet someone from another culture, and it can lead to misunderstandings, and that's what I hope to try and bring down, those walls.
I've been given some leaflet. Could you just clarify what it's all about, please?
Yeah, well, now I'm back in the UK. I'm living in Frome. I live just across the way, and I see the cheese and grain every day. And I thought, well, you know, I'll find out if they've got a classroom in there. And I found out they had 3 classrooms in there. And when I walked in and saw the projector, it was like being home. Once I walked in there, I thought, oh, my laptop can go there, my leaflets can go there. I was imagining people in the classroom. So I booked it, you know, just off my own accord with my own money. I just booked it. And now I'm like self-promoting, if you like, trying to get a group together who are interested. It's all free. There's no sting in the tail. There's no commitment or anything. But trying to get a group together, maybe meet once a week and share what I've picked up, and maybe the ripples will go out. Maybe some of them are teachers, and that will affect how they interact with their kids at school and so on. Yeah. So throwing the stone into the pond.
Right. Okay. So if there's someone who listened to this interview and would like to make a contact with you, how they can reach you?
Yeah. Well, my email is bushellstephen@gmail. That's bushellstephen@gmail.com. And either that, or you can come down to the Cheese and Grain on Tuesday when I'm running my first session. It's at 7 o'clock in Classroom 1 in Frome.
Every Tuesday?
Inshallah, as they say. Yes, I hope so. Let's see how it takes up. And I would love to run it Tuesday, and I'd love to have some people there to work with.
Fantastic. I do recommend to pop in and say hello to Steve. Thank you, Steve, for the conversation, and good luck.
Thanks, Miguel. All the best.